hell is that?
SATCOM uplink enabled. SATCOM uplink enabled. Be secure. Losing C. SATCOM uplink enabled. Securing A. Losing Charlie.
LP say it isn't so, not another Strikezone gameplay. Yeah, another Strikezone gameplay. When I go through comments, I watch a lot of people. Not a lot, but about, 15 to 20 people, and I go through the comments and I see a lot of, I'm so tired of watching Strikezone gameplays. Well, there's a pretty simple explanation for that, in that it's a fun map. It's fast, it's set up really well, and it's just a really fun map to play. And my previous video, I talked about how I feel, even though I like Ghost, it's kind of lacking the fun factor, and I asked you guys for your opinions, and it was pretty astounding. The majority said it was the maps. And it's not so much that the maps are big, which they are, but they're set up poorly, they're too intricate, they're too multi-tiered. And I think the developers are just, I don't know if they're trying to compete with Battlefield, but I wish they would realize that Call of Duty, and look at this, that was terrible. I 100%, I should have died. This was a weird game, but I wish the developers would realize that this is Call of Duty. People want it to be fast, and part of being fast is smaller maps. And I mean, I've bought one DLC since Modern Warfare 2, and that was the first one for Black Ops 2, because I enjoyed Black Ops 2. But not enough to buy all the DLC, and I kind of got busy with life and all that stuff, and YouTube kind of faded off a little bit. But I plan on buying the first DLC as long as there's some kind of sign of smaller maps. I really think smaller maps would help this game. This game gets hated on so much, and I don't really understand it. I think this is a really solid game. I think the maps and a couple of tweaks here and there, I think this is a really great game. So, I know IW and Activision, they don't care what my opinion is, but if they did, I wish they would recognize that people like smaller maps. I mean, there's a reason why Firing Range and Nuketown and some of these smaller maps are the favorite of the Call of Duty community. They have 24/7 playlists, and I hope that they figure that out with the DLC. But anyway, this was a weird game, the one that you're watching. It was a relatively competitive lobby. Everybody seemed to be doing pretty well. I play solo. I've only played solo so far in this game, and oftentimes I'll get the bad teammates on my team and I'll have to carry. But I actually had good players on my team this time, and for some reason the other team just rolled over. I actually had to cut out the last little chunk because everybody left except for a pair of split screeners. So it was 6-on-2, and I ended up just cutting through to my last helo pilot. This is one of two things I unlocked right before this game. I unlocked this, and I unlocked the SMG that I was using. I think it's the K7 or something like that. I really like that SMG. I feel like it fires a little bit faster. But this helo pilot, this thing is clunky, and the hit detection's really weird. There's a lot of times you'll see me pointing up at aiming off in the distance. That's as low as I can aim at. I wish I could aim somewhere else. Maybe it would be good on one of the bigger maps. Maybe that's what it was meant for. I know this isn't the best map for it, but the hit detection's weird. Like sometimes you'll get 7 hit markers on somebody, and then the next guy you'll hit with 2, and then the next guy you'll hold your cursor right over top of him, and you won't get any hit markers. So it's pretty weird. And I mean, that was one of the other things that you guys mentioned in my last video, that the kill streaks, they're not as fun to use, and this is a pretty good example. I think I got 2 of them. I don't know how many kills I got with it. The second one, obviously, there was only 2 people left in the game. But I haven't even used the Loki. I haven't even used that yet, so maybe I'll throw that on and see how good that is. But I do wish that the kill streaks were a little more fun to use, and that doesn't necessarily mean OP. That just means fun to use. Like, even if this chopper gunner was really effective, it's really clunky and it's kind of hard to use. But anyway, that knife clip at the beginning was nice, wasn't it? I just remember getting knifed, and I saw where my body landed, and I thought to myself, did that son of a bitch just knife me through the wall? And sure enough, I watched the kill cam and he did. Then I just started laughing. You gotta learn to laugh. You know, a lot of people, they rage. I used to rage. Really, you just gotta learn to laugh. You can't take it so seriously. But anyway, the knife is pretty inconsistent. There are times where you can swipe somebody in their chest, and then there's times where you can, you know, lunge them from a pretty decent distance away. I like how the knife is. I actually liked that the knife was pretty useless in Black Ops 2. You know, there's a lot of gun on gun. But the knife's not too bad in this game. I like the animation. I like that you can't just, I know Blade doesn't like this, but I like that you can't just run through and just knife people like crazy unless you're using the tack knife. But it can be a little inconsistent at times. But, you know, I know that Infinity Ward isn't going to listen to me. I know that my opinion doesn't matter. Activision, all those guys. But I wish those guys, you know, just like you guys said in my last video, like I said in my last video, I wish they would get some smaller maps. And maybe the DLC's made already. Maybe there's no point in me even talking about it, but just to share my opinion, I really think this game could benefit from some smaller maps. But let me know what you guys think, and as always, thanks for watching. Later.